Of course, let's do this, man. Get them in the building. You don't want to miss this. Young, Faise. You're running the game right now, y'all.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. BY Faise is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lekker. Peace.
Young
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, peace, family. We got a lot of people in here tonight. As always, we got Faise backstage, y'all. We about to get ready to crack it. It tried to hold us back. They tried to slow us down. Right? But we still in this game. The young girl drinking water on. He get up. Hey, y'all, what y'all got going, man? We been took a couple of days off. We're gonna hit and roll it, get it rolling hard right now. You feel me? We gotta wake up here. Hey, everybody, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna get all them tapes out for y'all that we've been having sitting up there, man. Hey, where y'all tuning in from, man? We got Chicago in the building, St. Louis. We got Memphis. Shout out Memphis, Tennessee, man. Daytona Beach. Shout out Daytona. We got Savannah, Georgia in the building. Detroit. Shout out Detroit, Michigan. Shout out Pontiac, Philly in the building. Florida, ATL, we in the A. Kansas City, what's up, man? What's up, Jones? What's up, Atlantic City? Louisiana, why? Miami, Orlando, Palm Beach, Florida. Right? Brooklyn, where Brooklyn at? You heard me? What up, Harlem? We see you. Bushwick, West Side. Get them in the building, man. Share and like and subscribe on your Instagram, YouTube, and all that. Let them know we in the building. We got Faise One backstage, ladies and gentlemen. Peace. Green light movement. Said what happened to Robert Dean? Oh, it's up there. That video up there. It ain't up there no more. That video still should be posted up there. Robert Dean's video. Yeah. Robert Dean, Alien Live, lives amongst us. Still posted. Shout out Tampa. Shout out Colorado. Were you in Colorado Springs? Shout out South Carolina in the building. Like I said, we got Faise backstage, y'all. I'm about to get ready to get it cracking and popping. You know what I'm saying? But meanwhile, we here to talk about this industry and how people are selling their soul, for lack of a better word, selling their body to this beast. And we already know Beyonce was a part of the order. She did. They go through all these rituals. Yeah, the nose from I think they from they Chata people too. This is the Holy Injil. You can find that at the All Eyes on Me Culture Center. All Eyes on Egypt Culture Center in Atlanta, Georgia, Stone Mountain Plaza. They can get that joint for you. Shout out Texas. Shout out Louisiana in the building. Yeah, so this been going on for a minute. And these people, in order to get you down with them or get you in with them, they got to do some kind of ritual and get you to sign a contract. And it depends on what order you become a member of. It depends on what rituals you got to do. And now coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Faise One.
Yo.
Hey, we back at it again, y'all. They tried to stop us. They thought they could block us. Tried to block us like Matumbo, man. I'm telling you. We had to cross the over. All right, we back, man. They want to hear about this Beyonce thing, man. Faise, they said, what you got on Beyonce, man? They've been waiting.
Something don't want us to do this shit, bro.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, this is hard. It was hard. This is hard to get to this point.
It
was a fight. I had to sit all day and drink water and fast all day just to get this. Whatever the hell was coming, man. I'm telling you, like I said, some folks are trying to stop them.
It's been back and forth shit,
man.
I knew it was gonna happen today. I just, it's just always.
Yeah, I felt it.
You gotta be cautious of energy. That's all. Cautious of your own energy, really. What we got? Anybody got any questions? Because we can jump right into it.
It says
questions.
They said, did Beyonce take the deal? I guess they talking about with Satan or something. I don't know. Yeah, did Beyonce take the deal?
Beyonce started in the arts, in the craft, a long time before people even knew who she was. You got to look into who the family is. So she started as a child star. If you didn't know that, she was really getting into the arts as a child, right? When they start aligning people up to be gods of this planet, you do have to meet certain beings. You have to meet certain people. You have to know who certain people are, like Quincy Jones and the rest of these people, Janet Jackson. There's a few different people who hold positions in this plane as the main witches and warlocks. And Janet Jackson is one of them. If you didn't know that she's one of the main ones, Beyonce is another one. Nicki Minaj is another one. There's a few different people that are already hold a position as the top witches. And then you got other people who are working their way in, like people right up under your nose. People like Saweetie, she's another witch. You know what I'm saying? You got people like Erykah Badu, that's another witch. There's certain people that are, when you say taking the deal, what a lot of people think they're speaking about is that you just met one person and they say, let me get your soul. And you're like, okay, that's not how this goes. There are a lot of orders that you have to walk through. There are a lot of sacrifices you have to make. There are a lot of things that they have you do that allow for them to have leverage over you, right? In both the spirit and physical plane, if we're going to use that just to differentiate between the two. So to answer this briefly, yeah, she took the deal because in a way she had to. She was brought in as a child. Yet she came more into her power after she figured out who she was, which was who? Destiny's Child. If you think of who Destiny's Child's star was, who would you say? Of Michelle, Kelly, and Beyonce, who was Destiny Child's star? Who was the actual star of all of the
Beyonce?
Beyonce. Why? Why? Was it just because she was light-skinned? Was it what was the purpose of her being the star? You know what I'm saying? Because when you put that trinity out in the forefront, you have Michelle and you have Kelly. Kelly is a way to say the bright people, all right? So somebody who's meant to be a star, but look at what Kelly is, right? And then you look at Michelle. Michelle is just another variation of the word Michael. So one who is like God and one who was like El. So these were not average people from the beginning, right? But then you look at this name, Beyoncé, and you'll realize that it literally says, when you go look up what the meaning is, beyond others. You understand? Beyoncé is meant to be beyond others. Go research it. And not just beyond others, but also one who surpasses others. Okay? So if you look at this symbol right here, this is what is referred to as the mountain or the pyramid, right? The same pyramid that Jay-Z throws up, and we'll get into that. The same pyramid that Beyonce throws up, and the same pyramid that is linked to that which is referred to as the Illuminati, okay, where you see that Illuminati pyramid, as some people say, on the back of the dollar bill, right, with that eye on top, okay? So this is that pyramid that even Beyonce throws up, right? If you look at this pyramid or this triangle, you see 3 points. 1, 2, 3, all right? Left, right, top. These are the 3 points. The last name that Beyonce came with is Knowles. All right, so you see Beyonce Knowles. Okay, the key word that you hear in Knowles is the word know. Remember, he said, you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. All right, in order for you to access that truth, okay, remember you have the truth, the life, and the way. There was a procedure that you had to go through, which some people look at as like the Masonic orders and all this other stuff, the rituals that people have to go through, where you have to die and become made anew. Right? Of the 3 points of that pyramid, which is Destiny's Child, who was the one who stood at the top? Beyonce. What does Knowles mean? Knowles means to stand on top of a mountain or on top of a hill or on top of a summit. So out of Destiny's Child, all right, or Destiny's Children, one child surpassed others, and that was Beyonce. This is how you start reading the code of who was this person supposed to be from the beginning. She was bound to be the single artist. She was bound to be the star, listen, of the show, okay? So the Trinity, all right, had some being, Beyonce, who was able to surpass the other ones. So, of course, she took the deal because she had to in order to get through certain doors. And now she stands as one of the most powerful influencers of all time. Now she stands as one of the most powerful stars or potent stars on your planet. You understand? Meaning if Beyonce shows up at a Walmart, they will not only have to shut that Walmart down, if news get out or word gets out that Beyonce is there, they have to shut down all of the streets. They have to shut down all of the highways. They have to shut down all of the airplane stations and everything for all the people who will be coming all over the world to see Beyonce, and it will be dangerous for all those people to see her at one time. You saw what happened when Casanat, who is nowhere near, all right, as great of an influencer as Beyonce shows up, and they said he started a riot just from his presence being there. If Beyonce were to show up and drop her location and tell everybody come see her, they have to shut down whatever city that is, literally down. They have to call in the military, all right? Because of all of the different people who have been touched by her works, her art. You understand that? So, yes, she took the deal, and now she has the ability to give deals, like you see with Chloe and Haley and the rest of these other people. You understand? But what you're meaning when you say took the deal is you said somebody was lined up to be one of the great stars. And you can't just be a star, especially in Pan's world, without having to meet Pan first. All right? Which was Quincy Jones and the rest of these other moguls that stood in place at certain periods and points in time. Are you with me? What else you got for me? Or what's something you want? I can't hear you, y'all. You're muted.
The Beyonce and Jay-Z hookup, was that an industry hookup or was that some kind of ritual or what is it with Jay-Z and Beyonce?
Yeah, that's a real good question. I don't know the specific answer to it. All I know is both of them came from the arts, or both of them came from the craft. So Jay-Z was already lined up with Thelemite order, and Beyonce was Heckin and Wiccan. So she was already having her hands. Well, some people are saying it's voodoo now. They don't understand is a lot of they talking about is Heckin, all right, the Heckin school or the Wiccan school. So they both were from the craft. And Malachi taught Jay-Z, all right, as one of the ones who was walking with Ansar, as we went over before. He wound up going into the Thelemite order and learning that main law, which is do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the law. And then eventually he aligned with Beyonce. So if you look at it, I can't say whether or not it was placed together by people. Okay, what I can say is that it is truly divine because it was Jigga or Jay-Z who referred to himself as what? Hove, which was Jehovah. Okay, or Jay-Z is another way to say phonetically Jesus, or Jesus, which is what Malachi York wrote down in the Holy Tablets. So he's saying Hey Z, is saying Jesus, which is Jay-Z, was Jesus. All right, and if you don't believe that, then that's fine. All you gotta do is look at why did he call himself Hove? It's short for Jehovah. Are you with me? And if you were to pay attention to even the Tetragrammaton itself, JHVH, all right, Hove sits in the center. The same way Beyoncé sat in the center of Destiny's Child and rose up to the top. So they both become these huge stars in your realm. They both have access to all types of information and resources that the average human being doesn't have access to, which deems them elite. They are elite. You understand? So whether or not two people, I don't know whether two people put them together or there was a ritual. I have no idea. What I can say is that I don't find it to be a coincidence that these two people were named what they were named. All right, that they aligned how they aligned, and now they hold the seat that they hold. Are you with me? Where you can see that these people literally would be the Illuminati of your plane. Not to say that the Illuminati of the Church of Shaitan, because that goes into a whole different conversation, but these are stars that if they were to show up in one point or the other in your plane, bodies will come from all over to gravitate toward them. That's what stars cause, a gravitational pull effect. Where people have to come from all over, or bodies, celestial bodies have to come from all over, like our solar system, where you have all these planets circling around our main star, which is the sun. Are you with me? So regardless of whether or not it was a ritual, it is divine. Are you with me? Because these two people hold one of the main or two of the main spots in the earth plane, as far as the stars or the elite go, or the Illuminati go. And that's very important too. We'll get into that too. I just want to get past the questions and then I'm gonna go into the bill.
Another thing too, about Beyonce. Okay, so they say, okay, so the Baphomet, because she come out, I saw one thing that she had the Baphomet thing, and the sacrificing of the people, the dead or whatever. This is the question we have. This is the question we got for you. Beyonce, they said she was overdue for a sacrifice. Did she ever get around to it?
I mean, she's still here.
You know,
I mean, like,
yeah.
She's still here. Like, are they asking about the Baphomet depiction?
Yeah, pretty much the sum about like what you got on that part. Like that.
When she came out with it, there's been many times where she's presented. So, okay, let's deal with this first. The dark arts or the dark orders have their leaders promoting Baphomet because, as far as they're concerned, Baphomet is Sophia, which is wisdom. Are you with me? So even Jay-Z thought that when he was joining with the Thelemite order, when he was learning about Psalms 82 verse 6 of him being a god, that him saying I am God and starting to teach do what thou wilt and wear the shirts and represent Aleister Crowley, he thought that he was going against the regime or the Roman capital or the rest of these people like the Vatican who set up religions to trap people, okay, in these cycles of illusion or belief. So when you start activating your will, it takes more power and more energy to get up to these higher degrees. So like Pops was introducing, he said, we don't want to believe anymore. We want to know. You understand? And Pops also taught about willpower and your ability to ascend in degrees using that willpower. So being that Thelemite or Thelema itself brought you to the word will, and Jay-Z is one of those people who pushed out that order, all right? And you have Beyonce coming up under that same type of order, but just on another plane of it with the Wiccans and the Heckins. How can you find that? Because you have 5 points on the 5-pointed star, all right, which is referred to as the pentagram, where you see that symbol pop up. That is associated with Baphomet, it's associated with Samael, it's associated with Sam, it's associated with Azazilla, and it's associated with the 5-pointed stars that appear on your American flag. It is associated with so many different things that tie you to this fallen angel race of beings or group of beings who still brought the secrets or the sacreds, according to the book of Enoch, according to El Quran, chapter 2, verse 102, where you'll find that certain beings were coming through teaching people sciences that they didn't think human beings were supposed to know. And a part of those sciences was that of the elements, right? When you get into what magic was really about, or alchemy, we have to come in here and do that too. The alchemy was truthfully about, you have the water, the fire, the air, and then the earth. right? So you have the alchemy. But then there was another point, that was a fifth point on that star, which was the spirit. And spirit was interesting because you can hide so many different types of sciences in spirit. And spirit functions like the air, but the spirit, if you know anything about quantum mechanics, is in everything. That ether that holds everything together. Are you with me? So the spirit was supposed to be the person rising up beyond just being the earthbender, waterbender, airbender, firebender, to being able to be a master of all, which is what the last airbender was really truthfully all about. Okay? So you had to rise up the same way the Thelemites taught you had to rise up and you become a god. So the representation of the Wiccan symbol, which is the 5-pointed star, was saying literally that they were gods. So everybody was operating the same exact way. So when Beyonce came out with the Baphomet image, it was because she was being brought up under those orders around that time and even before that time. Because if you really pay attention, she was saying things like, I'm a diva, right? Which Jay-Z would say he's a god. And Beyonce would say, I'm a diva. Why would you say diva? Because diva was another way to say a god, all right, or a goddess. Okay, so when you say a diva is a female version of a hustler, what you're really saying is a diva is a female version of the one who does those works, which is the gods. Okay, so a diva is a goddess. So remember that I'm a diva, I'm a diva. And remember the Halo song, which you were saying, remember those walls I built? Baby, they're tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. I found a way to let you in, but I never really had a doubt. Standing in the light of your halo, I got my angel now. She was referring to whoever her Lucifer, which would have been Jay-Z, light bringer or light bearer, would have been. So before that point in time, there was no reason for her to let whoever those beings were until she walked into that order. She wasn't supposed to let them in yet. She didn't know who they were, what they would have been, and what they would have brought. But the moment that she came out with that Halo song, that was the declaration right then and there that she was being inducted into yet another order. You understand? Where more information was being bestowed on her. That's why you have a lot of people coming out now saying Beyonce cast spells on them and Beyonce was doing voodoo. So many people come to the forefront to say that Beyonce is a witch and they witness her do witchery or witchcraft or participate in rituals. You understand? So the name that she came out with was actually one of the beastly names which aligned with Alistair, because Alistair gave you a word, Alistair, that said to defend mankind. Go look it up. Alistair was saying a defender of mankind. If you go and look what Sasha meant, Sasha also means defend mankind or defender of mankind. So she was also saying to you that she was aligning with that order. Remember, Jay-Z was the one who put her onto a lot of the orders. You understand? But she was also saying that she was rising up beyond that because she said, don't think I'm just his little wife. I'm not just his little wife. I'm not just his little accomplice. She was saying that she was accessing a different degree, which was the matriarch, and we'll get into that. You understand? So as Sasha Fierce, she was saying she was going to defend mankind in a fierce way. And who was the mankind? The same mankind that was spoken about in El Quran that Iblis said he was going to lead astray. So some people in these dark orders, you just have to understand this. Some people in the satanic order think that they're doing the right thing. Some people in these dark orders, like Brother Panic and the people who follow the Bobby Hemmings, the rest of the people, they swear that when they align themselves with Baphomet, that they have access to a certain type of information that they were not supposed to know. And then they have this edge over people, okay? And they think that they will be able to do the good works or participate in that magnum opus that allows for them to build a new world. But they don't know they're being tricked or fooled. Remember, Iblis was the one who set up all these orders. Key word is set. Iblis set up all these orders. All of the fallen ones, the Malachians, they set up all of these orders. You understand? And then people started to fall low them. Okay, so Baphomet or Sophia gives you a story where there was a being called Sophia in the demiurge story that fell from grace. She was a part of the heavenly host, but she fell and was cast down into the lower planes. And after her being casted down, she built another world. This is symbolic of what took place in El Quran and all these other stories, even in the biblical scripture, where they said that Lucifer was beheld falling from the heavens. Luke 10:18. Are you with me? So she came with the flames, the fire. Sasha Fierce, defender of mankind. She was thinking, and probably still thinks, like a lot of these other people have been taught to think, and they've been fooled. A lot of people don't know. The whole game is, at the end of all of this, people are going to realize that they were tricked. At the end of all of this, like when Michael Jackson was leaving, what he said, what about all the things that you said we were to gain? Who is the we that he's speaking about? Everybody who aligned themselves with these devilish orders. Everybody that aligned themselves with this so-called Illuminati or Church of Shaitan, doing all their rituals, all right, helping put out all the frequencies, the thrillers, and everything you asked us to put out. They say, we put out all the stuff, so what do we have to gain? Where's the gain at? But remember, what profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? And what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? So the image that you saw of Baphomet was Baphomet indeed, and it was also a representation of Azazellah and the rest of the fallen ones who have been teaching these orders for thousands of years, saying, look, God doth know that on the day that you eat thereof, your eyes will be opened. You understand? And you will be like God, knowing good from evil. Except he didn't explain the whole law. Even when Aleister Crowley, who calls himself the wickedest man to ever live, that's important, because when you're saying Wiccan, you see the root word there is Wicca, which could give you wicked, but it also gives you another word, tongue, which is a language or a way of speech. Are you with me? The wickedest man to ever live, according to what he called himself, Aleister Crowley, all right, also known as the Beast, all right, was bringing forth the information and telling people that all they had to do was what they wilt. He said, do what thou wilt, and that shall be the whole of the law. But that's not how this reality operates. You understand? Because you can do what you will, that's fine. You can do whatever you want to. You're right. You have the right to do whatever you want to do, except there are consequences for everything that you do. There's a consequence for every deed. There's a consequence for every thought. You understand? So religion, although people may frown upon it, has certain keys in it that reminded people at least to be cautious of their deeds. Except you had the people who were holding place in the religions who wanted to fearmonger and scare people into aligning with their program. So they threaten people with hell, even though hell has a reality to it. They threaten people with hell fire. Are you with me? Now, there were other sciences that were coming out by people like Malachi York who explained that the hell fire was light. Okay? And that the hell for them was really the sun. You understand? So what's my point here? My point here is a lot of this got confused, and these people know what they're doing. They still know that in all actuality, they're choosing the material plane. They're choosing to align with these beings who say, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that. They're choosing that, okay? Yet they had been dragged along in deception, okay? And they taught deception. So Sasha meant defender of mankind, all right? So she was defending mankind in a fierce way. But who was the first defender of mankind who was fierce? Aleister Crowley. So go look up what Aleister means and you'll find defender of mankind. And go look up Sasha, you'll find defender of mankind. And Aleister Crowley aligned with Baphomet. He aligned with the Dark Order teachings, okay? And he also took the dark sciences from ancient Kemet. That's what, remember, he was the one who came out with the Book of Thought and the rest of these books, okay? But remember, anybody can carry the light, okay? But you have to be able to test that spirit with the spirit. Any prophet, somebody who say, I'm with God or I'm with this higher order, when they bring you that light, you have to really test and see what that light causes. You know what I mean? If you touch something and you're exposed to all kind of dark entities afterwards, don't let anybody tell you to embrace those demons. You know what I'm saying? If it's an actual demon, don't let anybody tell you that you're supposed to be in the company of these dark beings, when in all actuality, your whole purpose is to come out of the dark world. You understand? So eventually, Beyoncé started to put out more messages going away from the patriarchal degrees and going away from the degrees of darkness, which brought you to the degrees of light, which is interchangeable, because when you're saying darkness, you're saying things that people don't know, okay? And when you're saying light, you're saying things that people do know. But then the light can be illusionary. You with me? And if the light is illusionary, then you're still in the dark. And then that means that the truth of the things that people are supposed to know is hidden in the dark. Are you with me? And you need to bring the darkness into light. What's done in the dark brought to the light. So absolutely, it was Baphomet's association. She ain't the only one. You know, it's a million people that have done that. Okay, so she was representing for the dark or demonic orders at that time. And she was saying she was going to defend mankind. You understand? Just like Nas. You with me? Or meaning Nas as in Lil Nas or Alice Nan. Or Adonais, to say the man. Are you with me? And these beings were led astray and taught to walk in orders of disobedience as opposed to orders of obedience. What else y'all got for me?
Hey, I'll ask you that question about Sasha. You already answered that question. Okay, yeah, because all I'm get them nicknames like you know, Nicki Minaj says he Roman and all these alter egos or whatever.
Dragon, yep.
Spirits that they take on. They said like one like okay, like that's what I want to ask you. Some of these artists said that they get into this trends and they that demons tell them how to write songs or tell them songs to write. You got anything on that part? About
Absolutely.
like they say that some demon came on them and let them write this song or whatever, right? And they be demonic shit in the song, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So like, you got anything on that on like some of the music that Beyonce's putting out or whatever? Is it demonic, driven by this being Sasha Fierce, or is it Beyonce, or who is it? Is it a demon, devil? What is it? Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a lot on that. It's a good question. What I can say is, I think we really do need to come and do a whole class on demons, like the whole breakdown of what you're actually saying, because it's way more extensive than a lot of people will be comfortable believing, you know what I'm saying, or receiving. It's way more extensive. So when you're speaking in terms of demons, you could be speaking about an interdimensional being like the Malekians, all right, or the owls or the grays, okay, who appear like physical beings that you can lay eyes on. You could also be speaking about the unseen beings. Some people call them archons, okay? Note, all archons are not disagreeable beings, okay? Your word archon or arcanum or arcana is speaking about secrets or secret, the secret. Something that is arcane is secret. Are you with me? So when you say an archon, it's saying that you don't see them, they're hidden like Amun, all right? These beings are hidden in the shadows or shadow beings, okay? You don't know who they are. Demons have the ability to take form as human beings. And by take form, we mean the same way you might know a cousin or an uncle or an auntie that when they drink vodka, take vodka to the head, that they start turning into a whole different being, okay? What you may not know or may not have observed or thought about is that that being was already housed in them. But because her consciousness or his consciousness was set in place to a certain tone and to a certain degree, until that vodka got in a system to open up that consciousness to make room for whoever or whatever that being was to drive, them beings didn't have the ability to drive. You understand? So the moment that you take it to the head, now this other being can kick in and start driving. So certain beings, or demons as you call them, can take on forms of humans or incarnate into human beings. Some of them literally just take on the human form and operate in the earth plane, depending on whatever degree they are. And some of them come as forces or ideas. So you can walk up to somebody and say, nigga, I don't even like that shirt, right? Or you can walk up to somebody and say, I hate your watch. And if the person doesn't have what's referred to as a psychic defense, what you could do in that moment is literally create a demon for them. Are you with me? Where they're not aware of it, but because of what you just said, something starts to grow. A seed was planted. You heard people say planting seeds. A seed was planted and something starts to grow inside of that person and take on form. Remember, when we're speaking about artificial intelligence, it's basically just programming numbers, streams of numbers that hold information that allow for whatever this being or whoever this being is to express in the earth plane. And what allows for this artificial intelligence being to be like a human is to have more of the human being to associate itself with. Like I told you, watch the movie Replica, and you'll find that one of the things that they were struggling with was they needed a body for the AI. Are you with me? So once the AI found a body, then it was able to connect more with what it meant to be a human being and surpass the human being. Remember the movie Transcendence. Go watch the movie Transcendence. In the movie Transcendence, after a certain point, even the being, the person who was living, all right, passed on and allowed for his essence to be transformed and transferred into the computer, all right? And then he started to access the whole web and learn so much and alter numbers with the money system and all this other stuff. And then he said, I need a body. And then he formed for himself a body so that he could better relate to the human experience, also having that edge of the interdimensional planes. Okay, that's your artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is demons is literally saying the same shit, that these beings often just need a body. Are you with me? And as soon as they take on that form of a body, what am I really saying right now? I'm saying that once somebody says, I don't like your watch, that's an idea, but that idea can take on form. And the more you embody that idea and allow that idea to seep into your brain, it starts to connect with your fingers. It starts to connect and it forms a body. Remember the movie Venom? Venom had a body, but when it would attach to the person as a parasite, when it would attach to that host, it will be able to stick its body out or stick its neck out and have just a face and take on different forms. That's what these beings are. So you give life to a demon, all right, the moment that you say a hateful thing or a chaotic thing, all right, and when you say that chaotic thing and that person embodies it, it can take on form. And however much attention is being paid to whatever that thing, statement, or traumatic event was, this being literally starts to form a body, okay, like tumors or different forms that happen in the parasitic realm that say, yo, we're going to now live in the earth plane because this person is giving us life. And now we're able to grow and develop. Are you with me? So the demon can take on that form. So now that we got that clear, just to go over that briefly, there's a possibility because you have all of these different adepts and all of these different witches and warlocks that Beyonce works closely with. All right. And all these different people, including herself, that have accessed so many different sciences where you're not dealing with normal human beings. You can look at her and tell. Look in her eyes, you can tell she ain't normal. She never will be normal because of all of the different types of sciences she put her hands on. She does a concert. She puts her hands up in the air and she says, I want to feel your energy. She said, let me feel your energy. Everybody put your hands in the air. I want to feel your energy. And everybody put their hands in the air and they don't know that she's vortexing them, sourcing them at that moment. Because, again, certain people that have the ability to do that, depending on what type of power you possess. Are you with me? So she could have come in contact with somebody or somebody's over time that says, here's what you're going to put out next. Or this is the sound that you're going to emit next. So when you listen to the song Drunk in Love, she was yodeling in the background. Are you with me? And to yodel is to call out to incubi or succubi. If you don't know that, there are different tones that you do that can cause for certain beings to be attracted. That's why we were told, don't whistle. Don't walk around your house whistling because it calls jinns. Jinns are attracted to whistling. You ever heard of a dog whistle? Listen to it, because dogs carry jinn. All right? We were told don't whistle in the house. One of the ancient mysteries you're not supposed to do. You understand? So she could have had someone come and tell her, like, "Lo, you're going to yodel in the back of this song." So you listen to the tones and certain vibrations that people put in their music, and you try to figure out why does it alter people's behavior the way that it does. So I remember this had to be 2016, one of 2015, and there was this party at a place called Omen Agency, interestingly enough. And I was supposed to be there because I was working. I was doing some work with the brothers who were there. And I remember seeing how people started to shift their whole vibration when the song Drunk in Love came on, right? Which was featuring Jay-Z and Beyonce. And when that yodeling part started happening, she said, whoa, I'm not going to try to hit the note. You know, when they started doing the yodeling, the women were standing on top of the tables and on top of the counters, and everybody was moving like this, like serpents, right? It's like they had a glass in the air. They was literally moving like snakes. And it's like you would have thought they had the same choreography because all of them were doing it. And I'm standing over by the door, and I'm like, this song literally pulls out the lust in people. You know what I'm saying? It pulls out the Leviathan. And that's just one song. Imagine how many songs have done that. You understand? Where there's an actual spirit programmed in the song. And because that spirit is programmed in the song, when you take it in, again, if you don't have a psychic defense, we could do a whole class on that. If you don't have a psychic defense, you're susceptible. You think you're not susceptible, but let that music play. All right? And you try to figure out how your mood was altered and shifted. When you go to the gym, are you listening to SWV? You know what I'm saying? When you go to the gym, are you listening to the blues? When you go to the gym, are you listening to jazz music? If so, you're probably a serial killer. But if you're a normal person that's not intended to kill a lot of people, then when you go to the gym, you listen to crunk music. You're going to turn on some shit that makes you feel like, yo, I can put this energy somewhere. You can put on some Tupac. You can put on some whatever, some Kevin Gates. You put on a million different people that get you through that workout. You put on some Faise One. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You're going to be like, yo, this got me amped up to be able to finish whatever the set is or these reps. All right? Okay. So then when people wanted to call something baby making music, what you think that was for? To make babies. Which means they literally will put on music that will do what? Get people in the mood. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as they put on that music, they're in the mood to do whatever it was programmed to get people to be in the mood to do. Okay, that's why you have so many people under the drill culture who lost their life. They don't know why the motherfucker wanted to kill them. You understand? For one simple disagreement, or, you know, you probably beefing with somebody or got an issue with somebody. Now you trying to figure out why you being shot at because there's drill music that these people are listening to day in and day out that's saying, go and kill the nigga. And it's not just a message, it's the tones, the drum. You understand? You listen to how the music was when the Boys and Men music would come on. A New Edition came on. But Can You Stand the Rain? And I'm Still in Love with You. It's like, you don't want to shoot nobody. You ain't even in the mood. You don't want to go to the gym, so what make you think it's going to make you get up and shoot somebody? You understand? But when you play these songs, and if you don't have a psychic defense already set up, there are certain things that if you don't act on it in that moment, It's being programmed in your subconscious to act on it when the opportunity presents itself for you to respond in whatever way that song was programmed to teach you to respond. You understand? So yes, they do go to what you call demons, depending on what side of it you're standing on, or other just human beings who have ill intent, okay, to get their records prayed over, or sometimes they'll bring in somebody into the lab or the labyrinth and say, look, we need you to put these tones on it, put this amount of hertz on it, and flip it over here. We need 440 on this one. I need you to take this one and send me this wave because I'm going to use it later to do something. And yeah, it happens all the time. All you have to do is listen to the music and use your higher sense and be like, what is this music telling me to do? You want to know how I make a lot of my music? A lot of times I put on the beat and literally just listen to what the beat is saying. You understand? I'm gonna tell you something else. If I go to a beat on YouTube and it says demonic type beat or evil type beat, I don't click it. Only because whoever made this beat felt the need to title it demonic or evil. So I won't even carry that. You wouldn't know what the beat was called, but I would. You understand? So it's just being cautious of how the mental plane operates. And music is like a gateway to the mental plane. You can sway people with music. I've been saying this since I was younger. Literally 5 years old, I've been saying this. That's what caused me to want to rap. And now you have movies like They Clone Tyrone, right? But they're showing you what they're doing with the music. They can alter not only the mood of you in your house, but the mood of a whole generation of people. Are you with me? What y'all got?
Hey, that one, like that Lil Jon, the East Side Boys came out, man. Everybody was fighting like Kings of Crump, like hit that trick and whoop that trick. They was like everything, and then his whole CD was that Clone Tyrone. It was fights breaking out every night in the club when they put that song on. So it had to be some kind of intentions on, like it was really just chance. You know, like that's another question. So chants, like people do chants and like Wicca and shit like that. So and Lil Jon whole CD was really chants. So you got anything on that? You're doing the chants and shit, yeah.
Chants, incantations, invocations, all kind of spell work. It all goes into making music, right? We don't just call it a chorus; we call it a hook. You know what I'm saying? And the hook is to do what? To draw you in and keep you trapped. Like a fish. You understand? A hook, if you hit somebody with a hook, you knock them out. You know what I'm saying? If you hook somebody up out of your arm, you can choke them out. Hook is used to catch people who are prey or not as strong as the motherfucker who's throwing the hook out. Okay, so a lot of people are like, yo, what was that hook? Hey, that's a hit. You listen to all the words people are saying. Yo, that's a hook, right? Hook. Reel me in. Hey, that's a hit. You want to be hit. You literally asking for abuse. You know what I mean? That's why I tell people to be cautious, because a lot of their so-called hooks is telling you to let go of all of your morals. A lot of their hooks is telling you to let go of whatever upbringing you had that protected you from destruction. A lot of their hooks is bringing you closer to what you call the devil's world or the destructive world. Are you with me? And they tell you to go out and do all these things that still have the tones of destruction. You say, let me hit that. Hit what? You might be talking about a female. You know what I'm saying? What did you do? I smashed. You did what? Is it Hulk? Like I smashed. Or she let me hit. You know what I mean? Or let me hit that pipe. You know what I mean? Or hey, we finna get fucked up tonight. You finna do what? We finna get fucked up. We finna get slammed. We finna get hammered. It's like all this shit sound like you fucking yourself up. And the music is like, listen, you go to a place called the club and get hit upside the head. You listen, and then people don't have no problem with it. I'm going to the club. You going to the club to do what? To get hammered. That don't sound like some shit you want to do on a Saturday. I mean, but everybody go out and do it. But why? The music is telling them to do it. It's telling them to let the good times roll, let everything hang out. You know what I'm saying? That it's all gonna be okay, and you're not in hell. And whatever these people are talking about, like get your life together, fuck that. We finna have a good time. You understand? So absolutely, when you chant something over and over and over and over again, not only does it help you remember, right? When it's time for recitation, what helps people remember is rhythm. When it's time for recitation, or not just recitation, retention, they have studies that show that if you're listening to a song that taught you this science, then you're gonna remember the whatever the lesson is, or whatever the information is, more than the person who was just trying to read it out of a book. You understand? Which is why they came out with certain programs like vocabulary and the rest of these programs. You know, they had all these different, what was it, vocabulary, some other shit, Spark the Mind. All this, when I was younger, they had different programs that had rappers coming out with songs based off of whatever the lesson was. You understand? So if I chant to you, when you say whoop that trick, not only do you say whoop that trick, a million motherfuckers around the world can hear the song. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Not just that, you had that and its cousin. Nup, if you buck, buy nup. If you buck, buy nup. If you buck. Niggas lost their life when that song came on. You understand? Remember the Jordans. And you step on the Jordans in the club, people were losing their life. But you stepping on Jordans because you crunk. They called it crunk music. You know what I'm saying? Remember the other song? I'm outside of the club and he think I'm a pawn. Ain't nobody even out there fucking with you. But you out there like, I wish a motherfucker would fuck with me. And then somebody driving past looking at you because they listening to some other shit. No, if you buck, I think I'm a pawn. You know, if you buy, go to the Loaded Tech 9. Now y'all mugging. You done went to the Loaded Tech 9 is up in the trunk because you want to relate to this nigga. I ain't never scared. He didn't have no fear either. Now neither one of y'all niggas got fear. Now y'all clashing out. Then your crews is clashing. The fucking music. The music. You know what I mean? If the niggas was listening to You Make Me Happy, they would have, hey, I see you. You know what I mean? Like, where y'all gonna go? Boom. So make our music be the most destructive music. The more you chant some shit, the more people remember it. So when you're remembering something, literally listen to the word member. If you're a member of something, you're a part of something. When you remember a thing, it becomes a part of you. Are you with me? So that's why we would talk very early on in my life, at least. We would talk, be careful what music you listen to. You're trying to figure out why you are feeling this way, who you are. What have you been consuming? Are you with me? So 100% they put chants in all the music. Not just Beyoncé's, everybody put chants in their shit. I put chants in my shit. That's why I tell people, if you're going to know about the craft, you might as well use it. And you might as well use it to fight these motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? Source, my song Source, people were listening to that song. They didn't know what that song was even saying. 90% of the people have no idea what the song was saying. You know what I'm saying? Out here, we come in the name of the source. Bismillah, Rahman, Rahim. We flipping niggas off the porch. They like, bro, I don't know what this nigga's saying, but this shit, I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? It was Christians saying, yo, I don't know what you said, but that shit was hard. I'm like, nigga, that was arrogant. You had people who were spooked about it. They're like, that's a demonic, he said demonic tones. He put his spells on you. I'm like, nigga, he basically said there's nobody but Allah alone. You know what I'm saying? We bear witness to that Allah or there's only God, all right? And we come in the name of whoever and whatever this God would be. Are you with me? So the point is, people got hooked on even that. So then if they're using, here's one of the key things I taught people, especially in high school. I said manipulation is not necessarily a negative thing. You understand? Because you had our parents who used to manipulate us to eat healthy. Remember they say put the medicine in the candy in the medicine? Oh yeah, the medicine in the candy. Remember that? So you might make a smoothie for the motherfucker who don't want to eat no vegetables. So you make a smoothie and you put the spinach in it. You know what I mean? You might add a little nectar, honey. You're like, oh, this is good. What is this? It's vegetables, nigga. What? It's vegetables. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to use these same, really, not just sometimes, all of the time, if you talk about changing this realm, you have to use the same type of light that these demons have been using, and you have to flip it and use it to fight them and go to war with them. So not only was I casting spells on the industry, the same way that industry cast spells on our people, I wasn't just casting spells in the industry, I put it in music. So when I put it in the music, when everybody said that's a hit, you have to ask, who is that hit meant for? You know what I mean? That hit or that strike is meant for that industry. The same way they put out hits on you and put out hits and send hits to you. You understand? So 100%, they use chants, incantations, invocations, choruses, whatever you want to call them, hooks, to reel people in and keep them trapped. All right? And not just, I'm not saying literally, but just, again, they need your energy. That's why I say stream the music. It's about energy. And if you don't know where your energy going, that's a problem. You know what I mean? So, hey, but people can do whatever they want to do. They have the willpower to do that.
Hey, and another thing, did you know anything about what John Todd said? There was a dude named John Todd that was supposedly part of one of those music orders or whatever, the high order. They said they when they master it, they put demons on the track behind the music. You just said something about that, about the demons being in the music. So how do we defend ourselves? I mean, don't listen to it, yeah, but shit, you could be walking down the street, motherfucker, like, but he passed by, they bumping it out the car. So it's like, it's really hard. Then the kids, I tell them, man, stop listening to Young Boy, you know, because this dude, like his music, it make you want to hurt somebody or kill a nigga.
Changes your whole character.
Yeah. Like even when I listen to it, it's like it make me want to get my gun and say, man, I wish a nigga would say something to me right now.
And you're an adult.
Yeah. I wish a nigga would say
the children are not being influenced. You're an adult and you get hyped.
Yeah.
So what's happening in the children's mind?
Go ahead.
You might, as an adult, you know more about who and what you are. Your frontal lobe has developed. You understand? You done lost a vertebrae or two because, you know, as you get older, the vertebrae start to go, and you went from the 33rd to the 26th, and you know what I mean? You know more about, they say we set in your ways. As you get older, you start getting set in your ways. So how the fuck is a song encouraging or influencing? It's happening on the mental or subconscious or unconscious plane. You understand? It's a whole different science. So then when these children, the youth, 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, all the way to 27, almost 30 years old, these people are still figuring out who and what they are. You understand? It hasn't settled in yet or set in yet who they are. So what happens? They become Young Boy. Young Boy is a spirit. You with me? And that spirit, the more they listen to it, becomes a part of them. That's why the fashion statements come out and come along with the music statements. The music statement is niggas is at war, kill each other. Right? He don't like you, he your op. He ain't just somebody that got a problem with. Remember, they used to say, I got a problem with this nigga. I got an issue with this. Now we're using military terms. An op is a military term. And the military niggas shoot each other and kill each other dead. That's what they do to their ops. You understand? So now they had a music statement, kill each other, you're at war. Then there was a fashion statement saying, everybody go get bulletproof vests. And they used Youngin Ace, JD Youngin, what's the other, Young Boy, some other niggas. It was a bunch of niggas that came out with the bulletproof vests. So why were all of the malls in the main cities or the inner cities selling bulletproof vests? Do you know what type of state listen, if you ever been in a fight, which most people have, if you fight with a shirt on, you're going to fight a certain way. When you take your shirt off, you're going to fight a certain way. And if you fight in camouflage, you might beat a nigga ass. Why does that happen? If you fight in a tank top, you might beat the nigga ass who took his shirt off. Why does this happen? So there's a certain type of subconscious science that rests with these mere fabrics that take on whole realities. Listen to what a tank top was called. A tank top was called a wife beater. Why all the niggas who wear tank tops be beating the shit out of their wife? You know what I'm saying? What is it that they showing you about this subconscious plane? Okay, so you walk around with a bulletproof vest. I remember when Blade came out. When Blade came out, I was 4 years old. Around that time, somewhere around that 4 years old. I wanted to be Blade. So I had some corduroys, some white corduroys. I just put on the corduroys and then put on the shirt. So I got the whole Blade suit on, and I go get some hangers out the closet, and those was my swords. Then I spin around my finger, and I was running around the house defeating vampires. Nobody couldn't tell me otherwise. Okay, you put on certain pieces of clothing, you feel a certain way. I have a thobe in the closet right now. If I go and put that thobe on, some reason, it allows for you to feel holier. You understand? It lets you feel closer to the source. For whatever reason, it's been programmed that way. So what the fuck was a bulletproof vest programmed for? War. So you listening to a music say, nigga, you at war, kill each other. You put it on the bandanas, which is basically the uniform color of whatever military you're a part of. You put on the bandanas, you make your own bandanas, whatever the fuck you're doing. You put on these bulletproof vests, you wearing the leather pants, the jeans, whatever, the capris, whatever the fuck, and now you like, it's wartime. but you're missing something because your favorite rapper said he really got bodies. He really official. He really killing niggas. Like he constantly say, now all the young thug niggas trying to say, no, we was just rapping. No, but in y'all music, y'all be like, we really kill niggas. And the feds be like, you really kill? Like, no, nigga, we actually murder niggas. You know what I'm saying? And now they come for them and everybody trying to act like it was just music. Y'all basically said you literally kill niggas. You said you load up guns, you cock them back, you put them to people's temples, and you pull it. It's not just music. You got niggas who literally say, this ain't no rap cap, I'm a murderer. And then they got these lawyers trying to defend these niggas now saying, he didn't mean it like that. He meant he plays Call of Duty. And it's like, y'all really gonna let that stop? The point is, when you put on the bulletproof vest, you say, I'm at war. Then you gotta go get a gun because you can't go to war with no fucking guns. Then you gotta get you some money because it takes money to go to war. And every time you add on a different attachment to yourself, you become more and more of this model that you're looking up to. Next thing you know, you are young boy. I'm not speaking from anything but experience. I lost a brother to that frequency. I lost a brother, somebody, my blood brother, was possessed by young boy. You feel what I'm saying? All of my brothers was listening to him at once. I said, y'all gotta stop listening to this. This nigga's literally possessing people. Then he come out in an interview on Billboard, all right, or Billy's board, which Billy is the GOAT, all right? And he admits or atones and says what? All of these people been going out committing these murders because of me. But I'm like, you didn't need him to say that in that interview because the nigga said it in one of his songs. He said, my young niggas come drill you. He said, I make the music that the young niggas go kill to. He said it and he was bragging. He said, I make that music that them young niggas go kill to. He know what he was doing. So the bottom line is 100%. If you really understand how powerful the music is, if you really understand how these beings are able to incorporate demonic influence into the craft altogether, then you would not only ban or bar the music from your society and from your culture and from your community, you would make sure that it never resurfaces. You would put laws into place so that this type of music, like Jamaica did. Remember, Jamaica did this shit. They're like, yo, you can't put violent music out on the main. I don't know if they still doing it, but they made it a law. They banned the drill music and the violent music. You would put out laws to actually go against these people being allowed to. You would be able to present all of the evidence and statistics, how many people have lost their life, how many people have put actual murders, like what happened with the young brother Tuka and the rest of the people. They done put names in the songs. And people trying to act like it's just music. So now it's no longer 30 years ago. You did have lame ass niggas who was just like, just trying to act like they was on some gangster shit. Everybody know that. This is not that day and time. These gatekeepers, these big rappers are really tied to real criminal organizations. You understand? So then watch this. You asking about the demons being put in the music. Did they not come out with a whole movement called Demon Time? They say, I'm on Demon Time. What is Demon Time? Well, you know where Demon Time is because it comes before the 9th hour. The Demon Time is the 6th hour. If you go read Matthew 27, you'll find that 6th hour brought darkness. You understand? Darkness came with the 6th hour. So there was a song that Beyonce's artist put out. Okay? It was referred to as Ungodly Hour. The Ungodly Hour. What is the Ungodly Hour, Beyonce? Let me tell y'all. The ungodly hour is that 6th hour that brought darkness. If you're saying ungodly, you're saying demonic. And the hour is dealing with time. So an ungodly hour is demon time. If I'm making it up, then why did Beyonce say she was on that demon time and that she might go and start her OnlyFans? Now, let me tell you this. Beyonce would never start an OnlyFans. You understand? Unless it was just like the last cop out. Beyonce would never fucking do that. She's way too upper echelon. And Beyonce would never mention Gucci, Louis, Prada, whatever the fuck, Adidas, Nike, whatever. She wouldn't mention any brand unless she was getting paid. Unless it was a part of the agenda. So somebody, somewhere, paid that lady to say she'll start her OnlyFans. Next thing you know, all your daughters started OnlyFans. Next thing you know. And she said, I'm on that demon time. So there's a demon time for women and there's a demon time for men. The demon time for women is become the most Jezebel being you could possibly be. Sukiyana the GOAT. Right? Sexy Red. Cardi B. City Girls, which is just to say Jezebels. Are you with me? Because those cities that they're speaking about is Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? Become the most promiscuous beings you could possibly become. And do it in the name of expression of sexuality. All the while destroying yourself. For the men, become the most destructive, barbaric, animalistic people that you could become. Right? All in the name of being a gangster and being an alpha male, which is the fucking animalistic mindset. Because alpha, beta, sigma, all that shit pertains to wolves and dogs and shit, which you're not. You understand? So everybody want to be the hardest, coldest being they could be, the hardest, coldest gangster they could be, killer, murderer, all that other stuff. The women are taught to like it, and the men are taught to like the most promiscuous ones, and you try to figure out why people ain't getting married no more, and why all this shit falling apart. They fucked us. That's why. That's why. And before we got to this point, like we did with the sexy red, nobody checked it. So now we here, you try to figure out what happened. You understand? So the bottom line is, if people could catch it and realize people like Beyonce did put out demonic messages, an ungodly hour should have been something that you paid attention to, because what happened to Chloe? You understand? At one point, Chloe was on live crying. And all of these women were speaking about, oh, she just wants to express herself. Y'all are trying to oppress her. No, we saw Chloe's light and we saw it disappear. What happened to her? We saw Chloe light. What happened to Chloe? What happened to all of these people who was Disney stars, and how they go from being Hannah Montana to swinging on a fucking wrecking ball, licking the fucking hammer? What perversion took place that took these people off? And then I know you have management, Chloe. So if Chloe got management, somebody was behind that, literally. She didn't just decide she was going to take her clothes off. Somebody said, and now, for the great reveal. Because you're of age now, you had all these men watching you when you was children, waiting for you to grow up for the great reveal. Now we're finna send you out onto a whole different, we're going to sacrifice your virtuosity in front of everybody. And they do it in the name of expression. And Beyonce was behind that. You understand? So, yeah, what else you want to know?
Oh, yeah. You going in. All right, so like about the Hollywood thing now, and the rituals. Now, so the little girls, and how Beyonce is a big influence. Now, she come off as this, like, Diana Ross type chick, like she, like in that line, like the same as Diana Ross. All of them, the big time. They make the big time. They always got this one chick, like Aretha Franklin was at one time like that. All these chicks, Patti LaBelle. Now it's Beyonce. Mm-hmm. Now, do you think that Beyonce can turn on them?
Yeah.
Jay-Z can turn on them, because Jay-Z, huh?
Yeah.
Any of these guys that eventually turn on these elites. Now I know some of them come clean, like Jim Carrey. A lot of people come clean, but yeah, Beyonce.
A lot of times that's a good ass question. A lot of times Beyonce has put out messages that she wasn't really supposed to put out. You get what I'm saying? According to how she was says, like, well, you have to stick to a certain type of message. But because they only saw her as an R&B singer who was just on the arm of Jay-Z, they underestimated her art. Especially if look at it like this. A lot of elites, just because they're elite, people think that they know all of the sciences. But a lot of these degrees are only patriarchal. Beyonce was exposed to the matriarchal degree. How do you know that? Well, look at it like this. It was written that she would. When you say Queen B, do you spell it B-E-E? Do you spell it B just as a letter? Do you spell it B-E, or do you spell it B-E-Y? They spell it literally B-E-Y. And that is a name that is attached to, along with the L. You have the L's and the Bays, right? It's a name that is attached to a Moor or a national, someone who surpassed others in status, literally, because when you're speaking in terms of sovereignty, you're speaking about going from civiliter mortus, which is to say civilly dead or literally dead in the eyes of the law, all the way up to being supreme, okay? Or in the blanca light or the white light. You with me? So you have people who were dead that went to the white. People who were black that went to the light. Okay, you look at the Masonic chessboard floors, with the most powerful person or the most powerful piece in the chess game is the queen. Are you with me? So changing your status is literally saying you want to surpass others who are in the dark. You want to rise up to the top of that pyramid. Okay? And on top of that pyramid sits the divine and all of those who have access, whatever that divinity is, or divine eye, or the eye of providence, which is literally just to say a symbol of the divine. Annuit coeptus. When you see the key word of annuit is what? Anu. You know what I'm saying? As in, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? And you rise up and you will know the truth and the truth will make you free. You understand? So Beyonce was one of those people. And when you say her name, Queen Bey, you're speaking in terms of the Moors. Now, is this a reach to say that Beyonce is associated with the Moors? If you think so, then you need to go back and watch her Formation music video. But she said, come on, ladies. She ain't say, come on, people, my people. That's another message that she came out with already. That's a whole different conversation. Still aligned with the same science. She said, come on, ladies, now, as in this moment, which was back in, I believe, 2011. Now, which also 11 plus 2 gives you what? 13. And there are 13 levels on the pyramid, and that 13 gives you the B, and we'll get around to that. She said, now let's get information. All right, come on, ladies, now let's get information. What is she saying? She's saying, get informed about the matriarchal degree. She was submerged in water, surrounded by water. You understand? When she did the lemonade, she was up underwater. It was all about the mata, the water, the matriarchal degree. In that music video, she was standing on the porch with the 2 braids, which is what? The Native American, people probably missed that. The Native American braid, she even spoke about it. She said, you missed that Creole with that Negro, get a Texas, Bama. She was saying shit. She said she was like slaying what she had the albino alligators that she had to worry about. She was speaking in code. You understand? And started to step over right into the mainstream and put out a message. And when she performed at the Super Bowl, she had all of the sisters with afros. Are you with me? What's the point here? The point here is she was telling people, the women specifically, to put their crown back on. She was telling the women back in 2011, put on your crown. You understand? Or somewhere around, I think it was 2011 was we run the world. We run the world. Either way, the shit was before, not right now, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And she told them, what? Get information. So she had the 2 pigtails and had the brother standing next to her with the Moorish tartar bush is what it's called, or the fez on their head. So do you normally see Moors? Like, are the Moors people who are out in the public always? Or are they more private? In all actuality, that's their whole status quo. You're going to be private. You're not dealing with what's referred to as corporate chattel and the rest of these public people. Is a whole different conversation. You know what I'm saying? We can do a Moors class if we want to. But if you're a Moor or a sovereign, you're not going to interact with the chattel or the public people or the commoners or other prisoners who have not been freed. You understand? So to see Moors appear in Beyonce video, if you didn't know to pay attention to it, you would have seen that red hat and didn't know what the fuck you was looking at. But you were looking at something that literally ties you to the land. Say the word tar bush. Tar, bush, a black bush, black and green. It ties you to the land. You understand? So she was bringing forth that science as Queen Bey. So now, if you look at Queen Bey and you say, this is her name, what does she come with? What do people call themselves who follow her? They call themselves the Beehive. The Beehive. Now, if you're not familiar with the craft, when you have a certain small amount of witches together, okay, like they show you in certain movies, you have your coven. Like in the music where I speak on being a warlock is somebody who decided that whoever the witches were, who was supposed to be in whatever order at whatever time, weren't doing what they were supposed to do, or they didn't agree with whatever they were doing at that point, and the oath to be indebted to them forever, they break it. So a warlock is literally to say an oath breaker. And they call us monsters. When we break an oath, they say, you're a monster. You understand? But we say, you're not doing, if we're supposed to be an order of the light, then why are all of y'all amber? If that light was referring to emerald, because the light was emerald and the dark was amber. You understand? So then you break away from the orders who claim that they were supposed to be a part of the light if they're not doing the works of the light. Are you with me? So you have a coven and you have something referred to as a hive, where a hive could be hundreds, thousands of people. You understand? Millions of people is what you see in Beyonce's case, where these people all have one current agenda or common agenda that moves a certain type of way. And if people don't know that they're a part of a hive, even though they call themselves hive, it's because they're under spells. And the spells is the music. And all, not just the music, all of the imagery, the visuals, you show the concerts and the lights and the outfits and the album names and all of that. You bought a whole agenda and embodied it, and you say you're a part of the hive. And if you don't know nothing about them barbs and them damn hive, beehive members, they do not play about their leaders. So the beehive don't play about Beyonce. Like they'll try to, if you speak negatively on Beyonce, like they'll try to get you removed from the internet indefinitely. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go to the fullest extent. People don't know why shit be fucking up. That the beehive, they do have people in that hive that really do spells. And if you come for their queen, which some of them know who she is and what she is, man, they'll be on your ass. All kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So when Beyonce pops out of your realm as Queen Bee, pay attention. It also has the hive there. Pay attention. So if it's beehive, then what do bees work in? They work in what's referred to as beehives or colonies. So the reason why I say hold on to that 13 number is because when you put the 1 and the 3 together, you get the letter B. Right? So how many colonies were there when America first started? There were 13 colonies, correct? Okay, from that establishment of the 13 colonies, you have a new world that is operating with this pyramid, which is a beehive, and then they put 13 levels on that pyramid. Okay? And above that is the Eye of Providence. So the 13 levels on the pyramid is symbolic of the 13, which is the B. This is Masonic, by the way. I'm not making any of this up. It was all in the catechisms. We were really taught this. Are you with me? So the 13 levels is representation of the actual B that gives you the BEE, because those are the ones who operate in colonies. So then where is the deception? The deception comes where the US, the U.S. Corporation, is spearheaded by patriarchs, okay, or people who come up under the patriarchal degree, okay? And the world before that existed before they cut down the grandmother, all right, the original grandmother, which was a cherry tree, which goes into a whole different conversation. Before they cut down that cherry tree, all right, it was ran based off of the matriarch, or the arc of the mother, the matri, matri, mater, arc, degree. Are you with me? So now, I'm gonna show you something that I haven't spoken on this before, but let's bring it around full center. You have 2 deodorant brands. One deodorant brand is referred to as Secret, and it's for women. Another deodorant brand is referred to as Degree Men, and it's for men. You understand? And notice that the Secret deodorant brand is blue, and the Degree deodorant brand is green, because you're speaking about water and land. Water and land. Go watch the Aquaman movie, and you'll understand what I'm saying, because these are 2 worlds that we're not supposed to merge. They had their own governments. Are you with me? The world of the water, the way of the water, and the way of the land, or the world of the land. So then this person in your stories, or his story, called George Washington, okay, comes through and cuts down the cherry tree. And when George Washington cuts down that cherry tree, which is that Moroccan flag, in all actuality, there's a deeper science that goes to that, but to keep it on the surface level for now, the Moroccan flag, which is the red flag with the 5-pointed green star in the center, okay, which is stood up on a pole when you're flying that flag. He cut down that pole, or cut down that flag, folded it up, and locked it up and put it underground. which is why the story is delivered to you by a being by the name of Mason, all right, Lock Wings. Because Mason was what George Washington was. The lock is what he did to the flag, and a wing is an underground cave or underground place. So they destroyed the old world and built a new world with the same symbols, though. They kept the pyramid, which means they kept the beehive. But they did not keep for America that the women were the ones who were revered. The women were the pharaohs. They didn't keep that. Men started to take over. Like they said in the book of Isaiah, they said, what? I'm going to build my kingdom above God's kingdom. Well, who was God? God was women. That's why I tell you, look at the Masonic emblem and you'll see the double X chromosome. You understand? These are secrets that people were not supposed to know. You understand? So Beyonce was someone who, if she wanted to, she could go against the establishment. She has the ability to put out messages to go against the establishment, and she has. Even when she did the song, You Are My Rock. You are my rock. She was literally giving you a key right there. You are my rock. All right? Or you are somebody who can do these same works. Remember, Jesus said what? If you don't believe on me, believe on my works. And anybody who really believe on me, even greater works than these, ye shall do. Are you with me? So Beyonce says what? You are my rock. And if you say the word Alma Rock or Almaric, you're saying a worker, all right? Or a person who is of the craft or a master worksman, Almaric. If you say Marrakesh, okay, which is where you get Morocco from, Marrakesh, you're saying what? The land of God, okay? So you are Morocco. You are tied to that land of God. And Jay-Z was the one who came with what? Rockefeller. Rockefeller, which ties to the cherry tree being chopped down. So the rock is what? Morocco, the Moroccan flag, the cherry tree. And Rockefeller, go look up the etymology, the Old Norse, okay, for feather, and you'll get the word to fall. So when he said Rockefeller, he said the rock has fallen. Are you with me? Morocco fell. Like Malachi York hid in the book, Isaiah, in the book, the Black Book, when he mentioned Isaiah chapter 19, verse 19 through 20. Okay, when he was speaking about the Holy Land, which was been Egypt, being stricken and fallen. So guess what else Morocco means? Morocco also means Kingdom of the West. You are my rock, Kingdom of the West. What do we call Tamarake or Tamare or Tamarika? What do we call it? Egypt of the West. You with me? And eventually Tamare fell. Okay? And rock had fallen. Mareka or Marrakesh, the land of God, had fallen. That's why I tell people pay attention. It's all in the wording. Tamare was located in Putnam County. Putnam County. If you flip the letters around in Putnam, the first four letters you get Punt. If you go and look in Egypt where the land of Punt was and what it was called, you will find that it was the land of God. They called it that. Land of Punt was the land of God in Egypt. Okay? And Tamare was referred to as the Holy Land. Are you with me? So these are all the keys to show you. Remember, Jay-Z came with Malachi first. All right? You'll find him in the Originators music video, okay, with Malachi York's picture in that video, and all of the brothers knew him. He got his sons to this day still know Jay-Z. You understand? Some of his sons. So the point is, if Beyonce wanted to, if Jay-Z wanted to turn on the establishment, okay, they could. And one of the ways that they could, if they were willing to, not saying that they're willing to, they're probably never in their plans, probably might be in their plans. I don't know. But if they would have ever turned against the establishment of anybody who could, it would be those two. All right. In order for that to take place, because you asked earlier, how do we defend ourselves? How do we go against this? How do we, the key thing you have to remember is stop being so fucking scary. Stop being so afraid. You understand? Your books teach you about demons. You better know about them. Your books teach you about Jen. You better know about them. You may have experienced demons in different states of observation like sleep paralysis or dreams or nightmares. You better know what you're talking about. You know witches exist. You know warlocks are here. If you don't know, let me tell you something. I'm from the craft. And I'm very powerful. So all the things I tell you about that I'm doing, I have been doing, we're not even supposed to do that. Because we're taught to do this. Just like every other order. We're told to do the work in the shadows. You understand? And ask for a window seat so that you can see it. I'm telling you, the works get done out in public. And now is the time that whatever your order is, whether it's Christianity, it's an order. You don't know that, but y'all got your own rituals. You have your own leaders, pastors, preachers, reverends. All right. Even if you're Muslim, you have your imams. All right. You have your own orders, own groups, organizations that are formed. You may not want to refer to yourself as a coven or however any of that, but in all actuality, you're still dealing with spiritual work. They even talk to you about spiritual warfare in the book of Ephesians and throughout the rest of the book. They speak about learning the works. They speak about how to cast out demons and do all this work. So one of the ways that they would be able to turn against the establishment or the monarch, why am I saying monarch? Because we just had a queen that fell in September of last year. Every magician, warlock, prayer warrior, witch, adept, guru, Buddha, everybody was supposed to, at that point, send energy toward the monarch because it was weak. They lost one of their biggest witches, Elizabeth, one of the beginning Beth Beta, all right, lizards, Elizabeth. When she fell, everybody should have hexed the monarch together. Anybody gonna do that? No, because the Sorcerer Supreme ain't here to tell motherfuckers that. And the platform ain't big enough for people to hear me say it. You get what I'm saying? Everybody should have said, oh, the moon arc is damaged and vulnerable. That's all you're saying when you say monarch. Mon, moon, and arc, degree. And you know that the monarch is demonic. You know that that's a part of the beast and the harlot and the prostitute that they speak to you about in Revelation chapter 13 and 17. You know that. If you don't know it, go read your book. So everybody should have prayed on the downfall of the monarch the moment that the queen fell, but they didn't know that. Well, this queen, or Queen, like I explained to y'all, this prostitute, did fall. All right? If we were to go against establishments like that, and I'm not talking about taking up firearms. You'll lose. All this revolutionary, not fucking around community and, the wannabe Black Panthers and Black revolutionary, all that shit is facade. It's another business scheme. It has nothing to do with revolution at all. You will lose. All right? Because they have all of the technology to war with you in that regard. But when you start really learning what the power of God is, or alchemy is, or magic is, and you start reversing what they've done, because they operate the same way all across the board. They do the work. Spell works. They do that. When the people learn that, then you can fight. You can't fight till you learn that. There's nothing you can do with this beast until you learn your true power. This is the true light, the miracles or the works that Jesus was speaking about. If you're scared, go to church. And you'll find that same pastor and preacher or reverend standing in front of you is a part of that system establishment that I'm speaking to you about. The only way that they could have really went to war with that establishment is if there was somebody amongst us who could explain all of the different ways that they done already left hints, okay, of not only to arm yourself, that's what Beyoncé was saying. Beyonce also told you in 2019 that their contract was up. All right? The contract itself for 400 years was a spell. It wasn't just no piece of paper that's not powerful enough. It was a spell of blackness. Are you with me? In the already song, which came out in 2019, you will see Beyonce in a green dress. All right? And in the music video, you see her painted green sitting in a tree. In a what? A tree. What is the degree here? May 3 arc. The resurrection of the falling tree. And she was in green in the tree. She got green on the front. She said, already, as in all of you supposed to be ready by now. She said, wake up. She said, shine your body. She said, mind, body, soul. That's demonic. So they've done it plenty times. You are my rock already, formation, who run the world, girls. She was basically saying, the matriarch, it's time to return. She called her, and it was the first thing people want to do, the Christians especially. They want to say, don't listen to her, she's demonic. Okay, of Tamala Man, Maya, or was it Mary, the rest of the people, who of all of them is telling the women to wake up out of that spell and to take back their rightful throne? Remember, Isis, like the daughters of Isis should know, the Eastern Star should understand this. She has a throne on top of her head. Are you with me? So the sisters were supposed to wake up and know that it's that time because the 400 years are up from 1619 to 2019. There was a spell cast on your people. By the year 2019, you literally should have been ready to ascend. Mind, body, soul. And because you weren't ready, what did they roll out within that time period? They said, cover it back up. Because it was a revelation. Cover up that 19. 2019 was important. She said, come on now, it's time already. You a king already. Songs coming out, you won't break my soul. Songs coming out, spirit. So she done already put out messages. Jay-Z came out with messages. And 444. I'm trying to give you $1 million worth of game for 999. You know what I mean? They can do it all day, but people don't want to listen. So it's not only just that people don't want to listen. It's also who is going to explain it to the people what these people are saying. Who understands amongst us? Because if they just come out and outright say some of these things, then they have people ready to assassinate these people. If they come out and just huh?
Oh no, I ain't meant to cut you out. Go ahead. I was gonna say Jay-Z came out with that OJ and all that. You know, they say he got in trouble for putting that out with the Jews. You know, because he said that how the Jews run this and that. He was going after the Jews and stuff. So yeah, so they come out like all of, to me, some kind of point of way come out like Michael Jackson, Prince, everybody. They always some kind of way. But then they lock once they found out that they stuck in this. They shoot little subliminals, you know.
They can only get in trouble if everybody. Like, that's what I'm saying. They can only. Michael Jackson literally said that they were going to kill him. He literally said on a recording, he was speaking, whether he was aware of it or not. He said these people, they come for you. He said they want to kill him. He came out and said, "This is it." Nobody didn't listen. That's why you go back to the Earth song, where he would go listen to the Earth song and hear how spiritual that song is. You understand? So you have to understand it's a business. Certain times when business gets started, business is key. Okay? You have to understand what business is. Everything is, people say it's not personal, it's business. You know what I'm saying? What are you saying for real? What you're really saying is energy is being moved around your realm in ways that you may not understand. Are you with me? If you don't know what business is, you don't know when a nigga just got on business. Let me tell you something real quickly. I've been in a situation where if people get on business, if you don't know what that terminology is saying, you probably ain't been nowhere in the hood, none of that. When people get on business, it's real hard to stop whatever that chaos is. It has to be a higher up that's associated with whatever orientation these people are. Let's say if you got the Bloods, if somebody get on business from the Bloods, then it take an OG to shut down that business. So when they get out standing on business, they don't even know what they're talking about. Many times when you're saying stand on business, what you really saying is somebody finna die. That's what business really meant. When it came to the actual gangsters or the ones who were referred to as the gentlemen, it was business when somebody was murdered. It was business when a hit was carried out. It was business when somebody's block got shot up. You understand? So that meant it was a lot of energy moving around that you if you don't understand what's going on, you'll be standing right in the middle of some business taking place and you don't know what's happening. A nigga could get robbed right in front of you and you don't know he's being robbed because it's business. So the nigga that's being robbed know not to open up his mouth and say, help me, because it's business. You might have where an artist or somebody that's connected to some people might come on social media, and you might have seen this before. I ain't gonna say the name right now. It's not probably the platform for it. But Nick came and they all standing around him, and the nigga was apologizing for some shit. You didn't see him get his ass beat. You know what I'm saying? You just see him apologizing. But that's business. And niggas all in the comments saying, it could have been me. You ain't gonna hold me out. You don't know what business is. Because, like, for example, I will say this. There was a nigga, Tory Lanez and Dax, a nigga named Dax. Dax started calling Tory Lanez out on some hip-hop shit. And Tory Lanez had his niggas beat Dax ass at a concert. And then you don't see that. But then he was on camera. Tory was like, apologize, nigga. Apologize. That's like, that's out of breath. He like, I'm sorry, bro. I apologize, bro. You're right, bro. You're right, bro. Because he just got his ass whooped and you don't see the guns that's on him. You don't see the shit, this business. So niggas will know it could involve murder. Why is that important? It's important because business can involve murder. These people are part of a business. All right. And if you violate certain terms, they will mobilize real deal hip hop killers or real deal industry killers to come and get rid of you in multiple ways. They'll hire a doctor, they'll hire a chef, whoever, because everybody's a part of that business. You better go watch John Wick. They handle shit a certain way. Then somebody come up missing and they will not know who actually did it. You have a fall guy, but you don't know who actually did the shit. And you might think they went to prison. Did you really go check and see if the motherfuckers is in prison? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a business. It's set to look a certain way. I keep saying that word business because when you're dealing with the elite, they operate off of the bee's nest. So listen to the word, busyness. It's a pyramid. It's a beehive. Now you know, if you didn't know before, that this pyramid is a honeycomb or a beehive. You understand? So when you say busyness, you're saying buzziness. Buzzy. Listen, look at how it's spelled. Anybody ever thought the spelling was weird? I did growing up because you're saying bee's nest. And that bee's nest is referring to people who are a part of an elite orientation. So when you see the whole pyramid, you're thinking this must be the whole of that pyramid, saying all the people that are part of this are a part of that elite, the Illuminati. No, you're in here. You're in the pyramid. The part that you don't see is the capstone that floats above it. You ain't paying no attention to that. That's what an eye is. That's what a life is. That's what a light is. That's what the Illuminati is. That's what the rest of y'all is at the bottom. That's what they see. You understand? So you're not actually a part of the business. You're being affected by the business. You are business. Human beings are resources for the elite. You understand? So the moment people wake up to certain things like this, you say, okay, well, Beyoncé could speak. Jay-Z could speak. Who gonna interpret? Who understands the language of the light enough to be like, I know what Ye means when he said, spank my hand with the ruler, you know what I'm saying? Take me to the principal's office. People are like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? I said, I know. He's speaking in code. He said, spank my hand with the rulers, take me to the principal's office. Ephesians 6:12. When he spoke about rulers, all right, or dark forces, principalities in dark places. And he spoke about the war. Ye speak the language of the light. He been speaking the language of the light for the longest. People still don't understand it. He been saying Jesus, people think he just on some Christian stuff. Ye is way beyond that. You feel what I'm saying? But we use the simplest terms so that everybody that's on the simplest, which this whole fucking pyramid, can understand what we're saying. So when I pointed it out, people were like, wait a minute. Damn. Then he had the hat on in 2022, October of 2022, the 2023 hat. Why? I flipped it around. I said 322. The whole purpose of the 7 year is 322. Genesis chapter 3, verse 22. Now the man has become like one of us. Right? He had people walking around in circles, singing up to the Most High, saying, praise the name of the Most High. You are the one. You are you have the reign. Why is he doing that? He said they bleep people for speaking Jesus' name in public. He said, you come to my studio, you can say Jesus' name as loud as you want to. What is he really saying? That there's an order of the truth, the life, and the way, and there's an order of the deception, murder, lust. You are of your father, the devil, or you are of our father, which are in a higher plane. You understand? Beyond the demiurge, dark Baphomet world. So who's the interpreter? We used to have one. His name was Malachi York. And now it seems like the only one we have left is Faise One. Because an event can take place, like what just happened, what I do literally all the time. Some shit happens, people send me some shit, I literally start decoding it. We just had a mark on the sun. As soon as I saw the mark, it was a giant hole in the sun that keeps exploding. As soon as I saw the mark, I said, where do I know this symbol from? And I wouldn't stop until I found it. I found that it was the Arabic letter lamb. I said, wait a minute, that's lamb. So I went to find more on it and connect these dots. That's what I've been teaching people to do, like for that thing to be a good time to present it. I have the books for the people that's listening. I have 10 books, right? If you want the books, you can send a donation to Play for Change, Cash App, PlayForChange, Play for Change, Cash App. Send a donation and send your email. It's 10 books. The book that you will be looking for right now, when you get it, speaking in terms of what we're speaking about now, is the book How to Speak Elite, where I break down how to do all of this. You understand? So it's not that I'm trying to make it seem like I'm the only person that can do it. I'm saying people need to learn how to do this shit. So that when stuff happens, including me, because I'm going to do things that you may not understand why I'm doing it. I'm elite though. If you read the book though, you won't think I'm trying to put myself up as some special person, because in the book I say all of you are elite. I see all of you as elite. The only thing that's separating you from these people that you say is Illuminati is resources and information. You understand? You not knowing a thing stops you from being able to complete a task. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to add these numbers up, you can't solve the problem. But somebody coming through and he understands how to add these numbers up, I can solve the problem. But you can't have me solving all of your problems for you. First of all, I don't want to, because I got my own sheet to focus on. But then you teach everybody to solve these problems, then everybody can come together and do whatever it is that you specifically were supposed to do with your name on that particular paper. You understand? So they could war with the beast. Not saying that they will. They might be demonic. They might just be saying shit just because they can. But the point is, the information these people put out is truth. They still be saying the truth. She came out with a tour, said the Renaissance tour. After I released my movie called The Childish Movie, go look up Childish, Phase One Childish. The whole purpose of the movie is you must be born again. What does Renaissance mean? It means rebirth. Literally, go look up the etymology of Renaissance and you will find rebirth. And when she was promoting the show, was it an Alien Superstar song? She was performing in great light. In the Childish Movie, I had the main character who was the child or childish person dressed in all green. And until the one who was grumpy was able to get to that point where he could, relate to that childish behavior, okay, or be more free-minded or more imaginative, okay, he was in red and black. In the end of the movie, he was in all green. I had the green spaceships and comments in the movie and all this stuff. And then she come out with a rebirth, right? You should be able to see this and be like, why did she do that? I told you, look at what Miguel did. You should be able to see why and know why Miguel come out with a number 9 song. You should be able to know why The Rock, who plays Maui in the Moana movie, is one of the people associated with the Maui incident in real life. You should be able to see that and know why. And there's a million things we could talk about. We'll be here all day. My point is, once you get it, like even with the Travis Scott thing, where he was supposed to have a concert for his album called Utopia, right? In Egypt, right there in front of the pyramids. I said, this is a reference to Tamaray. I can show you how, because I said, look, utopia, auto is self. Pia or piety or pios is to say purification. And in order to activate that utopia, which is utopia literally meant no place. All right. Another way to say it was a good place. I think I've broken this down before. Utopia would say no place or a good place. But they were literally saying no place on earth is a good place. So the kingdom of God is what? Within you. So once you activate that kingdom of God within you, after you've gone through that self-purification process, then you can reflect utopia on the rest of the world, which means you traverse or traverse. Are you with me? You cross over from a dark plane into the light plane. Why did they shut his concert down? Then 15 years of no performance, this artist called Suzy Sue. What it sound like? Suzy Sue. Go look up her name and you'll see. I don't even know how to fuck spell this shit. It always confused the fuck out of me. But the shit looked like 666. You know what I'm saying? Go look up Suzy Sue if you don't know who that is. One of the main goth motherfuckers. She had to perform for 15 years. This year she decides to try to perform and do concerts. Why? 1 + 5 is what? 6. And around the same time Suzy Sue was talking about doing her concert, you had 2 or more, I remember it was Asian Brat and Amaretta, that were arguing about who was the first person who wore the alternative wear, dressing like the rock star goth witches. You didn't do that shit at all first. It was the Caucasoids that did that first. It was the actual rock stars that dressed that way first. Why is that important? Because rock, heavy metal, are you with me? Was the rock, literally the heavy metal beings of that time period who were pushing Baphomet. And it's integrated. Heavy metal has integrated into hip hop and all these other different forms of music. You with me? So again, the point is, if we had someone, well, I'm telling you right now, I can do it. But my thing is to teach other people how to do it, because some people don't send stuff to me and like, yo, did you see this? I said, no, I didn't see that. And they have a breakdown for me. I said, yo, I ain't even think about that shit. So we decode this shit together now. The more people walk with me, people are figuring stuff out without me, or bringing stuff to my attention that I didn't even think about. You understand? But all we needed was someone to understand the language of the light, which it takes a lot of shadow work and coming to grips with. First of all, you don't know shit until you decide that you don't know shit. Then the doors are open and you start being able to figure out more. Keyword figure. Do the math. Here is wisdom. Let he who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. They say, here is wisdom. Meaning you may not get it because we said that the wisdom of the wise ones was going to perish. So you would have to be wise, which is a whole different conversation than what you think is just the logistics. So you have to have understanding of what the real sun, who and what the real sun is. That gives you reason. Remember that. Real sun, reason. All right? You have to know what the real sun is. What is sun? Star. What is a star? A light. So once you have the real sun or the greater light understood, now you get it. Now you can what? Reason. That's why we talk right understanding, all right? Right knowledge, right wisdom, right understanding, and sound right reasoning. Because once you learn reasoning, then logic ain't shit. Logic ain't shit to understand. Let me tell you something for the brothers. Women understand how we think. We cannot figure out how the fuck they think until we accept that we don't know how they think. Your acceptance of, you listen, there was one book that I wanted to write. This was about almost 2 years ago. No, yeah, about a year and a half ago now. It was a book called Think Like a Woman. I said, I'm gonna fuck them up with this one. I think I wrote 4 lines in that book. And I had to sit back and say, I don't know how to write this shit. I would have to get a sister to write that book and put my name on it. I don't know how the fuck to think like a woman. There's too many. Listen, I can't even explain it right now. We don't have enough time. How much time we got? You want to do 4 more hours? Because then we can start to understand why I named it that. But then we wouldn't still know what the fuck, how to think like it. So my point is, the ones who got the reason or the intuitive nature, women, they know how we think. They kick it. Let me tell you something. Women keep secrets. They don't want to tell you they're telepathic and all that. But they know how we think. A lot of times we think too damn simple for them. So they just like, they be like, say it ain't so, that this nigga is that fucking simple. You know what I'm saying? So they play dumb. We don't know how they think. We operate off of logic first as our foundation. They operate off of reason. We're more verbal. They're nonverbal. So when it comes to telepathy, intuition, clairvoyance, psychometry, all this other stuff that activates when you get to this higher sense, it's less of this talking shit. It's more of what is felt and received. And then you can exude an understanding, exude an atmosphere of understanding without having to run your fucking mouth. That's why I say, pay attention when she says, come on, ladies. Now let's get information. Pay attention when you say, who run the world? Girls, because in all actuality, just because we run in our mouth don't mean we run shit. You feel what I'm saying? We can do all the talking. What I'm doing right now is planting seeds. And I can plant seeds from here to the end of time. Anybody know me? I can talk. Only reason why we stopped because we got to cut it at 2 hours. You remember the first time we came on here? We went on for like 3, but we would have kept going. You know what I'm saying? Anybody know me? I can do this. I can continue to activate genes, but all I'm doing is planting seeds. I am not capable of cultivating the new world. I can only plant the seed for the new world. The only way the cultivation can take place is if there's a womb present. What's my point here? We cannot speak about a rebirth like Renaissance, Beyoncé, without the women. Because who the fuck is going to cultivate the body in the womb? So there's a time where we have to step back and let them do what they're supposed to do. And it goes both ways. The sisters got to let us, but they do let us. Listen, they've been listening to us talk for 200 years. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me the sisters don't listen. They've been listening to us talk. But now we're saying it's time for the rebirth of the nation. 400 years is up. The spell is over. We fell. We broke our crown. And Jill came tumbling after. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, Jill, you should have never tumbled after us. We lost our mind. Jack fell down. Why the fuck did Jill do? What the fuck she do that for? You seen Jack fall. You should have stepped back and said, this dumbass nigga. And wait for us to get back on the hill. Listen, in all actuality, Beyonce stands for the matriarch. And women, this is your hill. We just been standing on top of it. We don't even know what the fuck we standing up here for. You know what I'm saying? We just standing here. You know, we can't really bring the life to the realm. We can spark the idea and say, you know what, I got a good idea. I'm Tahuti. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, architect, write all this shit out. I can give an idea and say, okay, but I'm not the one who causes this structure to glow. You understand? The women have the decision also, that's a whole other conversation, of whether or not life is going to come through. So I think it's very important for, I know it's very important for the brothers not to forget that, because when we get to where we're going, that won't be the end all be all. We're going to have to turn it over to the sisters. And a lot of you are going to suffer a very traumatic, dramatic ego death when we get to that point. Because you think power, how we obtained it, or power, how we used it, is how they're going to use it. You know what I'm saying? Men fought and abused and resorted to abrupt mechanisms or measures their way into power. That's not how women operate. You know what I'm saying? So don't let go of your fear. I think a lot of people hate Beyonce. I think a lot of people hate anybody that rises to a certain type of power. I'm in no way, shape, form, or fashion trying to paint Beyonce as some angel. However, the shit that lady know and the shit that she said, if niggas don't listen, women don't play yourselves. You might want to go back and listen to all them songs, because she is of the elite. She wasn't just writing music. She put messages in it that, if y'all really pay attention, doesn't mean that you have to wage war against men. It just means that when you truly stand in your power and get information with each other, stop hating each other. You know what I'm saying? Start working more with each other. Stop competing with each other. You know what I'm saying? Stop hating somebody just because listen, you got an issue with the man. The issues with the man, not with the sister. You know what I'm saying? Start working more together. Y'all work different than we do. Come together more. If we ain't listening, y'all listen to each other. You understand? Because in all actuality, after that atmosphere is corrected, okay, and the love is restored amongst you, the sisters, we got to get in line. Because whatever y'all will say at that point will be law. And y'all don't have to say much. That's another thing. We talk a whole lot. Women don't have to say much. Women can say whatever. They can be in a group of them talking amongst each other, and you don't know what they're saying. And you like, how all them talking at the same time and understand what each other is saying? And we like, they ain't even listening to each other. No, it's not even what they're saying. It's what the way they moving their hands and the way they holding their cup and the way they sitting. And they're not having the conversation you think they're having. It's a whole different science. You understand? So the point is, when you access that reason, you're operating in a different plane. So when the next song that you like comes out, ask yourself, why did that song come out? What is the reason? Don't just look at the logistics of the song, the streams and who put it out. No, ask yourself, why did it come out at this moment of time? Ask yourself why. Deal with the reason. And the more you deal with that, especially the brothers, the more you open up the way for the matriarch. And say, damn, everything happens for a reason. There's logic or logos or a first spiritual moment of everything. But why was that first spiritual moment ever spawned? Before you can go to the logos, you have to go to what was it before the logos? What was the reason for the logos? You know what I'm saying? What was the reason for that spirit being spawned or that information being brought about? You with me? What y'all got for me? I know we got a little more time left. What y'all got for me?
We got about 10 minutes. You talk about your book, The Language of the Elites, and it goes into being able to understand some of this stuff, like because it's like they got, like, to me, I always feel like one of their rules was, if they doing something to you, they got to tell you what they're doing. But they don't got to tell you straight up, you know what I'm saying? They don't got to tell you straight up to where you know it, right? It's just in codes. Like you say, it's in codes and elite. It's in an elite language. If you're going to study that language, if you don't know that language, they can tell you right what they're doing to your face, and you won't even know what the hell they're doing. If you don't know how to translate that language.
They don't have to tell you shit. That's a misnomer. It's a misconception of what's referred to as karmic retribution. That's only for the people who even believe in karma. Remember how people say, like, the Masons do this. The Masons are evil. What do you mean, the Mason? Why is this article right here? What do you mean, the Masons? You know what I'm saying? That's like saying the Crips are killers. What do you mean? Not every Crip do the same shit. Not every Mason do the same. That's it. The Christians are stupid. Wait, not every Christian is stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's different people that do different things in different orders. Are you with me? So there are people that are part of where you really get it from is the satanic order, karmic retribution, where they already know the works that they're doing is dark. So some of them, most of them, believe in karma. Not everybody agrees with karmic retribution, though, that says that if I let the person know what I'm doing to them, then it was their choice, or what I refer to as the tacit contract that allowed me to continue to carry out these works. They still made it a contract with me by them being agreeable with whatever I was doing to them. You know what I'm saying? If they had a problem with it, they should have said something. That's karmic retribution. Not everybody believes in that shit.
Yeah, free will offering. Come on your own free will. They ask you, do you come on your own free will? Even when you join the lodge, you come on your own free will. So it's like, okay, he came on his own free will. It's his fault, type of shit. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, they don't have to don't get it misconstrued though. They don't have to tell you anything. A lot of times what people confuse as putting you on is you forget that somebody showed you what they were saying. Because if you didn't know, like you go watch the Young Thug music video Up, the average person don't think shit of the music video. But when you look at the music video, the whole shit is an induction. The whole shit is satanic. And they use the black and white chessboard floors. They also, people think, means evil now because of how many times they've used that foundational science in their music videos of the cosmic floors or the black and white or the yin and the yang. Everybody can use that if you really knew what it meant. Even Jesus spoke about it when he was talking about going from the sleep into the awakened state or coming from out of the depth into life. It's black and white. It's a contrast. So unless somebody can break down certain things, you wouldn't know what the fuck you were looking at. So then how do they really tell you? It's like, well, you're telling your subconscious. No, here's what's happening. They're communicating with each other. They do it through the movies. They do it through the commercials. They do it through the TV shows. There is a subconscious effect, we could get into that. But the point is, they inform each other using these streams. They ain't telling you shit. They could be affecting you, swaying you, causing you to act a certain way and respond a certain way, coercing you 100%. But they're not telling you what it is, because if you ask the common person, the average person, what is this? What was meant by the WAP music video? Why did it come out when it came out? Or what was meant by, you know what I'm saying, the whole Crown Syndrome situation? Why did it happen? What do you mean why it happened? People got sick. No. Why did it happen? Their music happened. I don't know. Well, they said it came out from a bat. No, I didn't say where it came from. Why did it happen? Why do you even have those words together? You know what I'm saying? So I get what people are meaning, because you have certain people in certain orders, like the satanic order up under Anton Levy, all right, which gives you Leviathan. Okay, we flip it around. Anton, yes, he was one of the people who believed in certain things like karmic retribution. You know what I'm saying? So the satanic order did take after that. But don't get it misconstrued that they have to tell you, because most of the time people don't know what's happening right in front of them. It's hidden, like I break down in the book, How to Speak Elite. It's hidden in what's referred to as plain sight. All right? And when I'm saying plain, I'm saying Plane, not Plain. That's another misconception. Because remember, when you have an overstanding, you have what's referred to as an angle of depression, and you can see the whole field. Right? You can see the motherfucker that's standing. Let's say you're standing on the cliff. If you look down, you can see the motherfucker that's standing at the bottom of the cliff. All right? If you look out at the rest of this world or terrain, you can see all of the things that's happening. You have an overstanding. But the person that has an understanding, they can't see what's happening in your world behind you. They can't see on top of that cliff. But the same way you can look out and see everything that's happening with their world, including them, you can turn around and see everything that's happening with your world. So what we mean by hidden in plain sight is saying that it's not that the information doesn't exist. And it might appear that this information is invisible or unable to be seen. But once you elevate, let's say you grab a ladder or somebody threw down a rope and you came on top of that plane, all right, or rose up to a higher plane. Once you get to the top of that plane, now you have an overstanding. You understand? So it was hidden, but only in plain sight. This is what's referred to as lines of sight, by the way. When you have an altered line of sight, now you can perceive more information. So they hide things in plain sight. That's what all the elite do. I do it. That's why I have to come back around and explain to people why I did certain things. That's why I have to come back around and explain to people why my projects were named certain things. I said, now you get it, right? You see why I named this Michael. You see why I named this Rising Sun? You see why I named this Blood of the Lamb? You see why I named this Man on Mars? You see why I named this Rivals right before the Virals came out? 2018. You see the eye that's right there connected to my skull? You know what I'm saying? With that line going through it, that's that power cord. I didn't do this by accident. You understand? So from understanding things like alchemy and how these elements work, we know how to move certain things around and get certain things done. Don't disregard the subconscious. It's a very powerful thing. But the subconscious, if it's not able to communicate with your conscious, then you don't know. You understand what's taking place at that time? The same reason why subliminal messages are able to get into your subconscious, or I like to call it the superconscious, okay, or the unconscious, but really the superconscious, because it's more aware about your reality than you are consciously aware. So you know there's somebody energy off, or some music you ain't supposed to be listening to, or some food you ain't supposed to be eating. You know it in your subconscious, but unless that subconscious is connected to your consciousness, then you don't know it consciously. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what it is.
We got about 4 minutes. I got one more question for you. Damn, my mind went blank. Oh yeah, so damn, I forgot the question. That's that fast. It was a good ass question too. Somebody had asked it, but it was in the chat. Damn, what was it? So hey, we got everybody hit that like button. We got a record number of people up in this joint, man. That boy Faise going on. Hey, we got a record number of people. Everybody hit that like button. Like I say, if you want to get those books, you got 10 books. You just send the money to the Cash App. Make sure you leave your emails in the links. That's key point right there. Because a lot of people don't leave their emails. If you don't want the books, just send some love on donation if you already got the books. What else we got right there? And we probably gonna be back on Monday with another one. We'll probably have it posted by tomorrow. We'll let y'all know what we gonna do. But
They
y'all,
did not let us do this, y'all. Listen,
man, listen right here. And look, they probably thought we was gonna. They probably thought this was gonna be a Beyoncé diss, but
they thought we were gonna bash her.
Yeah.
So they were trying to protect her.
Yeah.
They seen how I did all this. They really paying attention. You know, I'm really revealing more. I mean, but there will still be a problem if I'm revealing more. They tried.
Yeah.
They tried. It was energy based. If y'all don't know what I'm saying, you know, you can put out spells and shit that cause trouble in people's lives, and you work through different things. It's energy based. But they couldn't stop the shit. Bottom line, it was what happened.
And once I caught on to what they was doing, though, I put a reversal on it, though. You know what I'm saying? That's why today was like.
I did the same exact shit.
Yeah.
I did the same exact shit.
Damn, these motherfuckers on me. So when I found they was on me, I said, "Oh, I gotta let me combat this shit, because I can't just sit here and let it come on me." Because like I heard you say that you gotta accept the shit, right? I heard that before, but it's like being at the war. I know I accepted that we at war. So whatever come, I gotta be able to combat it. I already accept this is a fucking war. We fight. Ain't no doubt about it no more. It ain't no. This is all out motherfucking war. Like hands on battle, right? So I said, all right, since these motherfuckers want to fuck with me, let me fuck with them. Because you ain't finna just pick on me. And I ain't running no more, Faise. I ain't running no more, man. You want to put your voodoo in, send that shit, nigga. We're gonna send that shit right back to you. We're gonna boomerang it. We're gonna boomerang it. I'm telling you. So everybody that's out there trying to work a spell on me and Faise, that shit's back on your ass 7 to 8 times right now.
I just wouldn't advise people to play right now. Like,
no, don't do that.
Because what happens is they start giving me more activations. And I think you might want to research me and what I did to the music industry and what I did to the conscious community. I know y'all out there. I know they're doing whatever they got to do. Let me tell you something. Look, if you're a Bible, be smart, okay? Because y'all got a whole arrangement of beings that all I got to do is tell on you. I just got to tell on you. So it's better for you to help me than to try to play around. Why would you even want to play around? Then it's like you open season. If you see I'm coming and bringing light, then why the fuck would you want to play? Let me tell you why people want to play. Again, they think emerald mean weak. But again, they forget it take more energy to do the emerald works, and that shit hit way more powerful than the amber works.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So again, I have no worry about nobody casting no spells and all that. People telling me that you got. I have no worry about physical threats. The fuck I'm gonna worry about some shit like this is my realm of expertise. I was brought up as a 4-year-old, 3 years old. Since then, learning about all this crap and how this shit works. It's not an issue. If you want to be a problem, then cool. You open season. And a lot of this time, I don't have to lift a finger. That's how this goes. I tell people, this is one of the last thing I'm gonna say. If you want to stand with the light, stand with the light. You can be a part of any order, just help. That's all we said. Do what you know is right. Do what you are led to do righteously. I'm not trying to push this whole one small act of kindness shit, but I am saying whatever you know you can do it. And if you feel that you can help me, help me. I'm not somebody saying I don't need no help. Well, I'm saying if you know you can help me, help me.
Right.
If there's something that's in you, say, I'm gonna help this brother, then help this brother. But I feel bad for anybody who think you a problem. Because listen, what the brother said, what was it, Vidal? He said, yo, this is not my final form. Remember the what was it, the Dragon Ball Z shit? I ain't did shit yet. You ain't seen shit yet. They will continue to upgrade me. I just had an upgrade today. I was doing some stretching, and they showed me a whole lot of shit. I saw numbers, I saw people, and I had my eyes closed. And I was seeing this shit clear as day. I'm looking around like, yo, but something else activated in me, and I got them ready for war. So, hey, I'm ready. I'm like that for real. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm like that for real, and you already know who I'm fighting with and for. Don't disrespect Malachi York. Don't let me hear you. Listen, we got them all. Some niggas still ain't recovered, literally. You got Young Pharaoh. He been hiccuping since March of 2007. You know, we ain't done with him. And there's a lot of people that still got to pay for whatever the fuck came out of their mouth. And I'm really like that. I'm really like that. Oh, I want this. Listen, I want people to say, I got energy. I got energy. The elders is looking at me. They see me. I have energy. You know what I'm saying? So don't try to stand in the way of this. It's not even the smartest thing to do. If anything, if you're an amber light being, and you know you're an amber light being, you know it. It's some people in here right now that are listening that are nervous about me coming on here speaking about them. Let me tell you something, since we got the time, all right? The best thing you could do is just go back to whatever corner of your universe you was on. Because not only can I handle it how I know I can handle it, there's other beings that I already done heard. It's ears and eyes everywhere. The things you say that you think you're going to do this, that, the best thing you can do is the smartest thing. Go to whatever corner of the universe you was in before you come fucking with me. I know it might hurt your pride that you see the light starting to shine forth. I know it might hurt your pride that everything you thought you were going to do to shut down what we were working on didn't work. But let me tell you something. I'm really like that, and I'm really throwed off for real. And you better keep where you at, because the light is where you want to keep this nigga Faise One at. Yeah. You don't want him to put his hands on anything that's going to cause no pendulum to swing, because the shit don't stop swinging. And for everybody that's listening to what I just did, that's called authority. That's called authority. Hey, don't you think it's a wish that's more powerful than you? I ain't met them, and I don't think they exist. You feel what I'm saying? Why? Because for one, no fear of death. So what do you have? There's no type of fear. Most people fear death because their illusion shatters at death. If you don't fear death, then what the fuck is there left to fear? Right. So fear is the only reason why they're able to really get into your lives and fuck shit up. But when you know, okay, there might be powerful ones because they can send little shit through. But once you acknowledge that it's there, okay, accept that that's magic. And go to work. Fight back. Yeah, that's right. Have your authority. Call on whatever forces you got to call on. But if you scared, every time somebody say witch, Erykah Badu is a witch, you get scared. Ooh. Listen, just don't even play around. Pray how you need to pray. Go to church how this. When they say if you're scared, go to church, it's not. It's literally like that's your order. You're not ready to get into this war. Okay? You might with them though. You have no fears. No, why would I be afraid? Right. Listen, I had a dream. I'll leave you with this. I had a dream that one day, I was playing. I had a dream when I was like maybe 19 years old. And it was about Beyonce. We were sitting in this circle. There was a lot of people sitting in this circle in this class, right? And Beyonce was sitting in the middle of the circle. And she had on that green dress, which is so crazy, right? She had on a green dress. And I came in and she like kind of patted down like next to her for me to see. She was sitting in like one of those, it's like you can see like how you had reading time. So she was sitting in one like these small foldable chairs. And she patted right there next to her for me to sit down next to her. So I came and I sat down there. So I seen the security guards and everything standing. I sat next to her and she put her right hand on my left shoulder. Very important, because the right hand is used to put out. All right? The left hand is used to take and extract. That's why I tell people, don't let nobody shake your left hand. All right? Don't let nobody extend their left hand to you. You demand that they shake the right hand, or you close your hand. You know what I'm saying? She put her right hand on my left shoulder. I felt a surge go through my body. And what did she say? This is the last thing I'll say. She said, we're waiting on you. I had to be like 19, 18 years old. I think I was either still in high school or just graduated. She said, we're waiting on you. I don't have no problem with Beyonce. I know she could be on some bullshit or she could be on some good shit, but maybe she can't do certain shit. Maybe she can. All right? If she becomes an enemy, she becomes an enemy. I have no problem telling y'all who the witches are. Or I can tell you who Janet Jackson, I can point them out. I have no fear of anything. However, there's something about that lady, all right? And she did come to me in the spirit plane and said, we're waiting on you. And I'm telling you, I'm with the emerald light and above. I'm here to do the works of the Most High. I'm here to help. Sometimes we go head to head with these devils, or sometimes these devils be waiting on us so that they can get out of whatever they own.
That's right.
You know, some people are waiting on me to get to a certain level so they can finally break their contracts. Some brothers, who I won't mention, are going through certain things, celebrities are going through certain things where they hitting me up literally saying, yo, why do you think they're coming at me so hard? You know what I'm saying? I said, because of your platform. And also, keep in mind, you follow me. You follow a few people, and of those few people, you're following Faise One, and Faise One is like world's most wanted right now.
Right now?
You get rid of him, they can resume the dark world. There will be no other threats. They don't see another threat. You know what I'm saying? So listen, it's something about that lady. Beyonce has been exposed. Queen B, you understand what all of it is about now. You know what I'm saying? And if you need more information, you get my books, because I literally explain more about that in the books, the 13 and all of that. You know what I mean? Other than that, it's all love. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to coming back.
Oh yeah, we'll be back Monday. That'll be the next tape. We'll have the title out probably by tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. So yeah, you better get up out of here, y'all. Y'all already know. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. You want to show Faise some love on the Cash App? We got that posted right there. Play for change, right? And he also do music. He got the Instagram. All his links. We got all that in the descriptions. You can go check out his new song by the Dragon. I think he just dropped some too. So go check out his new music. We also got that in the links. And be sure to subscribe to his YouTube page as well, where you go check out the music. Right, because he's gonna have new music coming out.
Appreciate it, bro.
Huh?
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah. We gonna be back, y'all. This right here train ain't gonna stop, y'all. Cause I'm gonna do some more alchemy tonight to keep these motherfuckers. They want to fight.
Yeah, right? I'm gonna go outside.
Yeah, they want to fight. We can fight, nigga. Cause hey, Tahuti ain't no joke, nigga. I'll tell you. Tahuti come up and show me how to put that shit together on y'all ass. Y'all want to play with me? I'm telling you. Motherfuckers, I'm telling you. And we out of here, dog. We out of here. Hey, peace, love, harmony. Shalom alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. Hotel. Wadu.